Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Our current session focuses on how a register is different from a dialect. I hope and expect that by the end of this session, you would be able to differentiate between the two terms and how they are applied in sociolinguistics. Well, my dear students, at the risk of slightly what I would call oversimplification, I would define the two terms as follows. Your dialect shows who or what you are. I repeat, your dialect shows who or what you are. Whereas your register shows what you are doing. So, if you look at the screen, you can notice dialect deals with identity as who you are or what you are. Alright, you are a Pakistani, you are a Punjabi, you are a Balochi, you are a Spanish, you are a German, you are a British, etc. And within these, where do you belong to? For example, within the UK, whether you speak Cockney or you speak any other dialect, etc. On the other hand, what does the register do? It is about what you are doing. So, it is related to performance. It is related to, the functions that you perform through language. Well, my dear students, dialect is a social form of speaking belonging to a group. That group can be, regional, that group can be social, that can be ethnic, that can be based on gender, that can be based on social class, that can be based on any other kind of group division. As far as register is concerned, it is used to describe changing how a person speaks based on the situation. How the same person in one situation, in one context, in one setting would speak differently from another situation, another setting, or another context. Well, my dear students, register differences are complex and complicated. There is a lot of overlapping of the term register with other terms. For example, sometimes with the term dialect, sometimes with the term idiolect. There are a lot of overlappings. There is also an overlapping, by the way, with the term jargon. So there is a lot of criticism upon the term since it has been coined and is being used. It was criticized, most importantly, I would say, by David Crystal in 1970s, and I would show you a detailed, criticism that, in fact, Crystal has made on this term. He has viewed it as being indiscriminately applied to every possible variety of language. Let us see what does he exactly say about it. He says that there is no restriction on the range of application for the term register, and an infinite number of registers can be identified. What he means by this is that, every person's language, every idiolect then can be a register. According to Crystal, 1976, this term has been applied to varieties of language in almost indiscriminate manner as if it could be usually applied to situationally distinctive pieces of language of any kind. The second part of his criticism is, it is inconsistent, unrealistic, and confusing. These are the three aspects of criticism, to obscure these differences by grouping everything under the same heading. So, I hope now you understand how a register is a term that has its own problems and it has its own confusions related to it, and there are a lot of overlappings with the term dialect as well. For your further understanding, I would just raise some points for you to think about. I would like you to think about the examples of dialects from Pakistan. I would also like to think about your own context and think of some local examples of registers, how particular kinds of languages are being used by, for example, different professionals in Pakistan in different situations.